Let's go. Hibu Haq, love, truth, salam, peace, Huruton, freedom, adil, and justice. Amir Talib, check me out, listen. Yo. Let the spirits guide me safely to my destination. Using respiration deep into my meditation. In times of desperation, I am using evocation. I self-law and master, creating the world that's ever changing. All the races created to force the separation. Discrimination, the basis is made on pigmentation. His education for everyone in the population. Knock my occupation, liberation at every nation. My obligations to stop and topple.
There's a time when nationality is requisite in this world. And when you're devoid of that, you're going to suffer consequences as a result. And this is essentially the hell we've been catching in America since emancipation. Because even unto that time and to present, we have failed to give a proper title on the various occasions. And so our cries have yet to be heard. Islam? So even though he just read, and I had to stop as soon as he finished the sentence because that's an important takeaway. So when you explain this to him, there are times where you need a nationality, where you need an embassy, where you need a seat at the table of the international world. Islam?
Islam.
Continue, Sheik.
Islam. It is that these people. Is it that these people have no proper name? Did they have a national name when they first brought to these shores in the early part of the 17th century? If so, what was it?
Stop right there.
Islam.
Okay, we're gonna get to that question in 1 second. Because we're gonna address this statement. He said, and when I say he, our honorable prophet Noble Ali, he said, is that these people have no proper name? Did they have a national name when they first brought to these shores in the early part of the 17th century, talking about the 1600s? If so, so that's one part. So the answer to the question is yes. If so-called blacks had a national name when they were brought here during the transatlantic slave trade, right? Those that were. Did they have a national name? Right? And if the answer to that question is yes, if so, what was it? Now, all of these, we have black scholars throughout the United States of America, so-called black scholars, right? Who has answered that question? Has the European answered it? Where is it in the textbooks? What was the national name of our people prior to the era of slavery? Now we understand that there's an identity crisis.
It's not working.
So even before, when you're introducing these concepts in Moorish science, first you have to identify the problem.
It's not.
We already showed that there's evidence in our names alone, in our family names.
That's right.
All our evidence is around us in terms of the police brutality, the racial discrimination, gerrymandering, meaning they redistrict and stuff like that to get our political voices silenced. Right? We're suffering. We're the most impoverished group of people in a land of our nativity. When people immigrate over here and are rich, all our communities, we own none of the businesses there. We take the little money that we get from our jobs and we giving it to somebody else.
Islam, that's right.
Who won't hire us.
Man, Islam.
Okay, so the evidence is all around us. You just need to be able to point it out. It's very simple. What was it? The prophet gave very simple questions. Speak real plainly. What was the name? And then when that void is there, so you could Google this, whatever, give me a scholar or something. And when a person fails to identify that name, then we know that they have no answer. But the prophet, the one man in not American history, in world history, in human history, to identify that name, to the masses, he was the first man. Nobody else got an answer. The one and only. Who else got an answer? That you could support through facts, through artifacts, through records, congressional records, state records, international records. Who else has anything solid to stand on but our Prophet Noble Drew Ali? So see, this is how you can introduce these concepts.
Islam.
Islam, you said somebody had a question.
Yeah, the same person, Johanna and Rufu, are the Choctaw Indians or the Cherokee Indians Moors?
Islam, yes they are. So the term, the way the question was asked, I'm presuming it's Sister Joanna. I'm not sure. Well, okay, well, the Moor, Joanna. The term Indian, where does it come from? Islam. The sister said it right there. European. She said Europeans.
That's right.
Okay? And you know, we know this. Like we even when you thinking you black, eventually at some point in your education, you find out there was some people already here in the Americas, and they called them Indians. Right? We know that they didn't call themselves that. They didn't come over here and, hey, Christopher Columbus, we Indians over here. This is a name that was given in the same way Negro, black, African American, colored, coon, shine, race man. All of these names that was given to us. So Indian was another name that was given to us. And again, that's what causes the confusion. Many of us don't know that we too are Indians. But that is not the proper name. So by me saying we too are Indians, I'm the same thing as saying we too are black. These are misnomers. So what is the proper name for the groups of people, the various nations in the Western Hemisphere from Alaska to Chile? What were they identified as a collective? The term is more. The term is more. Now you could do more, you could look at some of our videos on YouTube when we went on Sign of the TV. Islam, I got you right now. I read from anthropologists. It's a book called, well, I don't like to give the literature like that online. You can just do your research. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta work for something, man. But you could find historical, I'll give y'all one jewel. I'll toss y'all one jewel. You could look up, okay, Othello's Children. You can read that book, Othello's Children. You know what I mean? That's written by Moore. It's a very widely known book. Shout outs to Dr. Jose Pimenta Bay, who's the author of that book, PhD. Very powerful brother, very powerful work of literature. But there's many books that validate that the so-called Indian is a Moor. And that's a self-identified name, not a name given. Islam. So you got two questions now.
All right, the first one is from Mo Body. How do we free ourselves from those titles?
Islam, it's a good question. Act 6. Proclaiming your nationality in the Moorish Science Temple of America, helping us to build this movement, because we have to reach a critical mass before the records change. Let's say if 10,000 Moors throughout the country, let's be generous, let's say 100,000 people within the United States of America that are people that were identified as black, Negro, colored, now proclaim their nationality, and they're registered with the Moorish National Bureau of Statistics. That gives us a great amount of political power, but not enough to reclassify the other 39,909,000, you know what I'm saying? 800-something of us that continue to be classified as Negro, black, and colored. But it will allow us to have a mini Noah's Ark that will allow us to be protected from the molestation of other groups of people, to have our divine rights unmolested by other citizens. So it's work to do in a temple. It's not just a magic pill. It's not like you just walk in here, you proclaim your nationality, you get some documents, and that's it. You have an entire system that's been established for over 2 centuries that we are dealing with. And much groundwork has not been covered in the century since the Prophet. Islam. So the second question. Wait, hold on a second. I think he wanted to ask something. Now go ahead, Sheik.
Islam, also within Act 6, it gives very plain instructions. It says, in a new era of time now, all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. So there's an old saying, before you clean up the yard, you have to clean up your house. So in your local areas, you want to correct your name, you want to correct your driver's license, you want to correct your social security, any identification that you use to manage your life financially or privately, you want to correct these records, and then you can move to a federal level as far as a passport, and if you have any international dealings, you could move up to that level. But first, you want to correct all the instruments in which you use to navigate locally and federally. Islam?
Islam. And the documentation that we utilize is dealing with the Moorish National Bureau of Vital Statistics. So many Moors that are, against the 14th Amendment, we're against the 14th Amendment too, but they have a different approach. Their approach is to disassociate themselves from the United States of America, period, to get rid of these particular documents. Our approach is when we contract with these agencies to put on their records who we are, so that and letting them know what jurisdiction that we fall under, which is the jurisdiction of the Prophet Noble Ali, that falls within the constitutional fold through the laws that we teach in the temple. The Executive Will of Abraham Lincoln, 13th Amendment, the true 13th Amendment, which has 20 sections. So these laws that govern us will distinguish us from everybody else recorded within those agencies. So they can't use these adhesion contracts or the 14th Amendment to assume authority over us and abuse our constitutional rights.
Obligations to stop and topple the operation of obliteration and subjugation of melanation. The sensation of putting truth in the syndication gives me inspiration. Motivation is vindication. Vocab is superb, emphatical. Enslaved mentally, thinking is unilateral. Resistant to the actual, brains are on a sabbatical. Third eye open, spirit traveling astral. We are the jure, that government is de facto. Stick to common law, the law that governs the natural. The circle 7 is ancient Moabite chosen lessons. Learn is my obsession. My spirit is the eternal essence. Knowledge presence can help you understand earth and heaven.